Thank you for this introduction. It's my honor today to deliver the commencement speech for the Schools of Sciences and Engineering to the incredible class of Spring 2021. If you had asked me 5 years ago, would I imagine standing here before hundreds of people giving this speech, I would say yes. Although I did not expect our class to have to survive through storms, shutdowns, and an entire world pandemic to get to where we are today. How about a shout out to us? As I stand here before you, before proud family members, parents, and staff, nothing would have been attainable without your support. I cannot believe that I wrote this speech a few months ago as a final attempt at procrastinating my thesis 2 graduation project. I truly believe I can speak on behalf of all SSE students, if not the entire student body, when I say that I had done everything else I possibly could have to avoid finishing up my project. How many people here have went back and forth from house to house just to find the perfect workspace to replace our library and labs? What amount of La Roma coffee would help us now, without having our garden to sit and reflect in? Why were my colleagues and I so scared? Well, today I finally figured it out. This bigger reason. We knew we would find ourselves at a crossroads with the unknown once again. And for this, I sympathize with us. Did we secretly not want to leave this comfort zone of a place that has become home, fun, and study all in one? Or did we already feel like we were done at that point and ready for today? I'll tell you what it is. You see, we are the engineers and scientists of the future. We live in the hopes of achieving the impossible, of creating what has not yet been seen before. We carry this burden that is the pinnacle of the academic world, the burden and privilege of choice, and the responsibility of properly making use of the tools and support provided at AUC. As I look back at my choices, I see sleepless nights where friends turned into family. I see long feedback sessions where my brain handled more than I thought possible. I see an entirely different part of me that was always meant to be. I challenge you, my class, to reflect on your similar experiences. Wasn't it in the biology and chemistry labs that you experimented and searched for the answers you needed? And wasn't it in the physics department that you discovered what you're interested in? Whether it be cars and engines, or even exploring space. Maybe you realize that your potential lies in a more creative problem solving, such as that of the actuarial science and mathematics department. Whatever it is the choices you made, they have ingrained in you the passion and confidence that will carry you through the real world. I cannot help but relate this feeling of confusion to that of a high school student who was scared of making the wrong choice. I was personally scared of choosing between staying in Egypt or going abroad. Coming from a family line of AUC engineers, I chose AUC Mechanical Engineering as my major. After I got in, I changed to architectural engineering. I was very confused and overwhelmed, having to declare my architectural major and economics minor and to graduate with my class. At the same time, I was distracted by this liberal arts courses that felt unnecessary at that point. I mean, who cared about that guy who spent all his time thinking about philosophy? I wanted to build strong structures. That's what I cared about. Fast forward 2.5 years later, I'm in Montreal, Canada. I'm the youngest in my team to represent AUC worldwide, competing with the best European, American, and Canadian universities. Seeing how we excelled over the international teams, I realized the value of our liberal arts education. Our engineers were not just engineers, we were also great critical thinkers. As AUC students, we were more well-rounded, meticulous, forward thinkers. We considered the big picture aspects such as sustainability and present and future impact in every single small decision we made. Our approach, it impressed the CEOs and chairmen of the largest corporations in the world. And guess what? The American University in Cairo's team of engineers and liberal artists proudly won first place. We also won 3 outstanding awards during that competition. At that moment, I was sure that we had made the right choice. Less than a year later, the whole world was hit with the COVID-19 situation. In the midst of this stress, I remember the words of one of my greatest architecture professors. We all have to feel comfortable with confusion, calmness with not knowing, because it's in that uncertainty that we are allowed to explore our choices beyond and to move forward. He does have a point. It's in the dignified process of exploration that has been ingrained in us since the start of the scientific methods and experimentation that provided the world with the most notable of paradigm shifts. The paradigm shifts that we will now set out into the world to discover. They say in engineering there is always an empirically right and wrong, but they forget that in this process of reaching this truth, there are a lot of choices and creative thinking involved. They also kind of forget that architecture is an engineering, and there is no absolutely right or wrong there. Take a look at the entirety of AUC. Our School of Sciences and Engineering breaks the stereotype in every courtyard. You mechanical engineers, you aren't sculptors, but I see you working with the electronics and communication engineers to make the coolest robots that will someday take over the manufacturing world. And obviously, the construction department isn't full of artists, but that doesn't stop them from showing off their unique steel installations in front of every fountain in the plaza. And our peers in the petroleum engineering department, who are trying to figure out creative, sustainable ways of making the same amount of power generation and the same amount of money. The computer science and engineering department is by far the most creative, pushing their limits to figure out codes to hack our system. We have really great minds here. We just need to understand that there is no right or wrong choice. It's all about staying true to yourself throughout this journey. Rest assured, my friends, no matter what you decide to do or not do at the end, AUC has truly made us outstanding calibers. Our campus and liberal arts education have provided us with multidisciplinary skills that you realize as you interact with others. I've had engineering friends start their own businesses during their time in entrepreneur society. Others got connections in job fairs during their time in uni. Some decided later to return and make use of the Venture Lab and the Career Center. I personally already have a few job offers thanks to the continuous networking provided here. The AUC curriculum acts as a catalyst in enriching our future endeavors, even online. We adapted and grew in many ways. We found our mentors who inspire us every day. And we continue to shift from choice to choice as our family and loved ones support us and create our comfort zones. Thank you to them, to the faculty and staff, and to ourselves for how we turned out today. We will be coming back to AUC, not just for the alumni lounge and the track, but as leaders of the future, as mentors, and as teachers. For the everlasting support and timeless connections we have made, we will continue making you proud. I'd like to take a moment right now to appreciate all that we've been through, all that we're going through, and everything that's waiting for us in the future. May your choices make your dreams come true. Thank you.